What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Season 2, Week 1 of the GmiasWorld franchise. The first season was really crazy. Make sure you go back and check out all of Season 1. It was definitely 100% epic. You don't want to miss anything out of it. We're coming back right now. We're playing the Magic Cowboys. What's interesting about this, guys, is that I actually wanted to trade for Derrick Henry, and this guy was like, he was pretty much being a troll. He didn't want to give me Derrick Henry, so I ended up moving on without him and just staying with Le'Veon Bell. So it is what it is. So this is going to be the first game of a new season. Last season, I don't know if this guy was voted Village Bicycle. He may have been. I'm not sure. But either way, a lot of teams have been blowing out people that we expected, them not to be blown out by. I want you to take a look at my new additions right now. Matthew Stafford, I was able to get him in a crazy trade. Also, I got Brandon Cooks, and I got Dick Van Dyke at corner, a.k.a. I don't know what his real name is. I always call him Dick Van Dyke. His last name is Van Dyke, but I always call him Dick Van Dyke. I'm not trying to say that he's a racist white man. I'm just saying that it just rhymes with it, because as a kid, it was a Dick Van Dyke show. So whatever his name is, I know his last name is Van Dyke. The black guy that's very fast at corner. Who else do I have there? I was able to get Breshad Perriman. I got rid of Antonio Brown. He was starting to age a little bit. He was still pretty stout though. He had a 99 spec catch. Oh no, 97 spec catch, 91 speed, 91 excel. But he was starting to go, pick there! He was starting to go down a little bit. So I ended up getting rid of him for pretty much, I don't know, what did I get for him? I think I traded for him straight up to get Matthew Stafford for the throw power. That might have been the trade. I'm not sure, guys. I have to go back and look at it. But as you can see, the way that it's starting off, this dude came out with his legs open, and we only know one thing to do. When dudes got their legs open, it's the number one rule. We're going to go ahead and penetrate. He didn't really do anything with Derrick Henry. I don't know why he would want to hold on to him. The funny thing about it is the guy that originally had this team, he made Derrick Henry, look better than he actually was. But that guy ended up getting booted for different reasons. Number one, this dude, he broke a rule that is now not a rule, which was blocking field goals. But at the time, it was a rule, and he just violated it, and he just didn't care about, he disrespected my co-commissioner, and we just don't have that in the league. I'm going to quickly touch on the fact that if you guys are interested in joining the league, go to GmiasWorld.com right now and click the tab for Madden 17 franchise, and you'll get all the information that you need right there on how to join. I don't know how that wasn't a touchdown, but right there, that's one of the things that I have a really huge problem with Madden is the receivers still do the same things that they were doing in Madden 16, and they don't react to the ball. They try to fight the defender. That is something that needs to be fixed. I know it won't be fixed this year, but it's something that we can keep on talking about because it never happens ever, and it shouldn't happen at all at any time. But let's get back into the game right here. Take a look at this catch right here this guy's about to get. It's going to be really ridiculous. I'm going to actually zoom into it. That's Dick Van Dyke right there. I don't know what that is, and he just drops on the ground. He doesn't make the tackle, but, we give up the touchdown. It is what it is. Let's get right back to the play. I'm the type of coach that we got to move on. We can't really, dwell on it because I'm going to cut you. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about with a knife, not off the team. So I just like to move on from it. He wasn't playing any D on Brandon Cooks. He is such a huge addition to this team. Matthew Stafford has the throw power to get the ball down the field. And before you guys say anything like, yeah, bro, all you do is throw streaks, that's a fact. Go back to my Madden 12 videos, Madden 11, all those videos. It's right here on this channel. You can check it out. And keep in mind, guys, that I play salary cap ranked, I play draft champions ranked, and I beat most of the top players. And when I do lose, it's some crazy stuff that's happening. I may have lost to one or two good players where it's just like, all right, we both got equal sides of BS. But there's a lot of things with the game that needs to be adjusted. Namely the fact of that butt jiggle catch right there. Dick Van Dyke gets burned again. But as we move on and look at better things, let's not pay attention to the fact that he just got straight up butt jiggled catch. And let's look at the fact that the overall roster. I do have Ben Roethlisberger, a.k.a. Ben Roethlisberger, still in the roster. But if I release him, I'm going to pay a huge cap penalty. And if I trade him, I'm going to pay a huge cap penalty. So he has to just sit and back up Matthew Stafford. That's all he's there to do right now because, okay, all right, thanks a lot, Brandon Cooks. Yeah, don't put your arms out. You didn't get that fast enough. Right here, we get the safety because he picks it. Obviously, he's on the 1 yard line. So we move on from that. And we're going to go ahead and get this safety punt. And as we get the punt, I'm trying to figure out if we have anybody else. Oh, as far as the draft, I did get a really fast DN, Allison. And I think I may have got one or two other things. But I'm really trying to figure out what I want to do going forward if I want to look to get some faster corners. Dick Van Dyke is good. I don't know how much he's going to regress after this year. I may have to look into the draft for that. But like I said, I think that was probably his biggest run with Derrick Henry. And that was because I was playing the pass so stupidly. Right here, what is Ryan Murphy doing? By the way, Ryan Murphy is now a cornerback, if you guys are familiar. I think he was a safety or something before that. And right here, he tries to morse me again, but then Dick Van Dyke shows that he has some pride and he swats that one. So that's pretty cool. We move on from that, what is this? Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, okay. What? Who is that? Who dropped that? Who was that? Okay, and then I sacked him, but then he still got the ball off. Okay, that seems pretty lit, though. I don't think it's not legit what he's doing to me. I actually like it. Yo, pick that, running for 6. Wow, see, right here, I wiggled a little bit too much right there. I didn't even need to wiggle right there, bro. He ran right out of bounds, man. That's supposed to be a pick 6. You know, so as we move, okay, I don't know what he's trying to do. I know he's trying to pass interference. You know he's trying to give me pass interference because, you know, they don't really call it. We actually had to alter that slider because a lot of plays weren't pass interference and they were just being called. But even though the slider is like 0, you still get called for it if it's blatant, which is, it's not really blatant, but EA Sports decides when they want to call it. I guess to give you like the franchise effect, even though you have the sliders all the way down. It is what it is. Right here, he tries to dot me again. He was doing Ryan Murphy a little bit. He was doing him dirty. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat. He was getting done dirty. I did contemplate cutting him during this game, like actively while the game was going on, like with a switchblade, but we didn't do it. I think we get Moss right here too. See, look, he pushed me. He pushed me, and they called me for pass interference. But we have the slider on 0 because of stupid calls like that. But it is what it is. He runs it in for 6. We can't really complain about that. We got to move on. We got to try to, you know, get the ball back in the end zone. So as we move on, you see Le'Veon Bell, he's good, but I would much rather have Derrick Henry, which is why I tried to make the trade for him before I what the hell was I doing? I don't know what that was. That right there was crazy. I just threw it up. I didn't even care what was going to happen. I just threw it. It didn't really matter to me. So yeah, as he moves on right here, Derrick Henry, are you serious, bro? Yo, you're not trucking nobody. I don't know what's going on with that. Right there. Okay, nice pass, bro. Nice pass. But then he recovers it. I think he tries to do some kind of Fail Mary right here. But I don't think he's going to get it. Who's that? Dick Van Dyke? Swat it. All right, good stuff. All right, now look, keep in mind, guys, this game is a lot better than 16. Regardless of what anyone will tell you, it's a lot better. Just because of simple things like that, you're able to defend passes like that. It's just the fact that after the most recent patch, it's a lot more through your body action. There's a lot more, your body's being intertwined and catches going through. A lot of stuff is happening that wasn't happening prior to the patch. But as far as the overall gameplay, it did help with the run. As much as people say, oh, yo, bro, it didn't do anything, it did 100% help with the run. That is a fact, because it actually helped my run defense a lot more than prior to the patch. And I've already had a pretty decent run D, but it made it better. So for most runs, they do still react the same way, very stupid, and they run away from it. But for the most part, if you pick specific defenses, right there, we get dotted. There's nothing you can do about that catch. I don't know why they added that back in the game. I think that's Alshon Jeffrey, though, so it's a little bit more acceptable when Alshon Jeffrey is doing it to you. But still, all in all, you should be able to defend that pass. But it's automatic for everybody. No matter who is doing that animation, they're going to catch the ball. So it is what it is. What is he doing? Who was that on that block right there? That's a good way to get up that block. He goes for it on 4th down. I think he's going to dot me because Shazier, who was supposed to, was that Ryan Murphy supposed to be playing that? I don't know who was supposed to be playing that. I'm looking at it trying to figure out what's going on because I think I got to cut somebody, but I don't know who. You know, looking at it, I'm like, yo, which guy was being a douchebag on that? I don't really know if it was Shazier that's supposed to be playing up, or maybe I did a hard flat, but then the blue was supposed to still be there. Because I wouldn't have both of them in hard flats. That would make no sense. I don't know what happened there, but that was pretty much something I got to talk about in the locker room when I fire all of them at the same time. But you can see that we're starting to get away a little bit. This dude, you know, he's a bum, but he's a bum that is a dangerous bum. Because he'll just throw the ball up randomly, and he doesn't care. You see, like with me with streaks, I know how to throw streaks. Like, I'm a streaker. Not in my underwear, but I'm a streaker. I'll throw the ball, and okay, all right, he caught that. Okay, you see, things like that is what makes me change my train of thought. Like, yo, now I want to just rage. Right there, okay, they slow my guy down. Usually you should be able to pick that, but I don't know. They just slowed them down for some reason. But like I said, this guy, it's a difference between guys that chuck the ball up. People are gonna complain about my offense because I'm always going for the big play, and I don't care. I'm always going for the big play. But there's a method to my madness. I lab and I understand how to throw a streak. No matter what year Madden it is, I lab it and I figure out how to throw a streak. It's your job on defense to stop it. But the dangerous guys are the ones that take advantage of the fact of the lack of user control in certain instances. For example, if a guy just throws a bullet pass wildly and viciously at any time and your corner's right there, he'll catch the ball. The receiver is going to touch the ball a lot more than the defender will. It doesn't matter. That's just the way the game mechanics has been since Madden 16. I don't know why they do it like that. It is what it is. The dangerous part about it is they don't really have a read. You see, I know what my guys are doing. I'm not throwing different routes, trying to do craziness and just bullet passes, streaks in the quadruple coverage. I'm not doing that. If my guy's not open, I'll you know what I'm saying? I'll bring it down. I'll hit a running back. You know what I'm saying? A check down. I'll do something different. But if the streak looks like it's gonna be there, I'm gonna launch it. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm gonna launch the hell out of that goddamn ball. Like, look right here, right? You see how he throws it? His guy jumps out of nowhere and just catches it. See, stuff like that, that's what makes bums dangerous since Madden 16. That's why it's been a drop-off of more and more people that play the game for plays like that. Because you see me perfectly right there. Any other year Madden, I'll be able to scrape up and pick it. But in Madden 17, you gotta slide around and end up in the parking lot in the back. That kind of stuff is gonna be an issue. That's what happens right there, the outright. I thought I had him in a nice hard flat, but he wasn't. He throws it to me right there, clean. You see, catches like that when it's out, like directly to you, EA Sports more often than not will give that to you. But my issue is having some gameplay where they can actually try to defend the pass in the secondary. Because if you look at the NFL, the cornerbacks are not going for bat downs and stuff like that unless they're really beat or they're out of position. If the ball is thrown a certain way, they're going to go for the pick. But EA Sports, with this game, they'll just bat it down. I don't know. That part right there, it's certain little things like that I'm going to try to push to see if we can get in Madden 18, because I think overall, it'll make the game a lot more competitive. A lot more competitive, because right now, they're already forcing you to click on. Remember, last year, I stopped clicking on. Last year, I didn't click. If you clicked on, you might as well put lube on your own butt and just be ready to go. Last year. But this year, if you don't click on and let the computer do it, if the other guy clicks on offense, it's almost always going to be a catch. Keep that in mind. They did switch that mechanic to kind of force guys to, click on, because they made the SWAT a little bit more outright and regular to be used to prevent the aggressive catch. But the aggressive catch, in my opinion, is not OP this year. Pretty much you can defend it, but in some cases, it will be caught, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, you're gonna get mossed. Shut your goddamn mouth like I did, and come out and play D, because you're gonna get mossed. Like right here again. Those things are going to happen, but we're gonna let the clock run out on this board because he was just starting to do anything, and that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's the thing. Those are the things I have issues with. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It definitely is an upgrade from 16 to 17. I'm definitely appreciative of EA Sports listening to the feedback for the most part. We just got to push for some more realism in the game itself, and we can make Madden 18 very, very good. But if you want to join the franchise, www.GmiasWorld.com, click the link. Until next time, one love.